Welcome to a 2v2 on Eindhoven country. This game is going to be LionKing and Yiochukang versus Sturm Tigris. Is that a joke? Is that like making fun of Sturm Tiger? Oh, well, actually, since there's a Sturm Tiger in the game, probably not. That's probably just making fun of the actual Sturm Tiger unit. Sturm Tigris WenWen. And is Paul here? Is this Chinese? Maybe Paul can tell me what that says. I don't know what that says. Two squads of riflemen making their way towards the right side to engage against. Ooh, actually, Pios going in on rear echelons in the initial engagement over here. Riflemen did not move to support. Looks like Pios will win this. Force retreat from those rear echelon troops. Over here on the left, riflemen are moving to take control of the victory point. Standing in green cover there as well. Looks like there's Kuba wagon opening here from Chinese but Japanese name. Okay. I don't really know how that works, but alright. I've had similar occurrences occur where there would be like, yeah, it's the same in Japanese or Chinese, they use the same like glyphs or whatever, so I'm too ignorant to understand that, but alright. These riflemen here in the north take control of the northwest fuel point. Kuba wagon, two Volks Grenadiers available to try and counter, maybe just find a way to push that back. LionKing has not chosen a commander yet. Rifle company selected here. We will easily be able to push away that squad of Pios, inflicting pretty significant bleed upon them. He himself has taken only one loss, I think, so forced a bunch of retreats from Grenadiers off to a generally very strong start over here on the right side, pushing a lot of squads into retreating. An MG-42 has been thrown into this building, and Grenadiers are going to throw up a bunker, apparently, protecting the munitions point right there. American player on the left side seems to be holding the line on this fuel quite effectively. Third squad moving up from the south, and this Kuba wagon never got a line on anything. Is now facing the wrong direction for this engagement. Volks Grenadiers there just got wiped. We'll turn back around to try and fire at something. Ah, you got wrecked.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Even MuBot is not afraid of the relic police. MuBot's not afraid of anything. MuBot is above all. Rear echelon troops will be forced to retreat there in the center after failing to throw up barbed wire on the green cover position.
Rounds incoming! Where's flank security? Slice a grenade!
Did you see that? Grenade toss over the wall just hit the sniper nest. It like landed in the sniper nest. Apparently you should not try and throw grenades through sniper nests because it won't work. Does anyone feel like it shouldn't work like that? Like grenades should go through buildings? I don't really like that you can't throw grenades through even a sniper nest or any kind of building. Or even a battle group headquarters. You just can't. I mean, I feel like the UI should at least indicate to you that it's not gonna work. I don't know if that's a game design decision that I agree with in the first place, but I definitely think that it sucks that that there's no indication to the player whatsoever that the grenade toss isn't even going to work until afterwards when you've already screwed yourself. Oh well. These three Grenadier squads over here engaging against riflemen at long range. The riflemen have red cover. Engagement will probably not go very well for them, especially with a mortar potentially landing on their heads. That mortar was a little bit off target right there. Ooh. Wow, I cannot believe that squad's getting away alive. WenWen has gotten a close air support. Chinese but Japanese name, whose name I cannot pronounce, has breakthrough spec ops and fortifications.
Mission accomplished.
And LionKing has also still not picked his commander yet. But the US forces seem to be off to a pretty good start for fuel here, holding the bottom right for most of the game, and generally harassing the left side fuel, decapping it and harassing it at multiple points throughout the game. thus far. And they also seem to be doing a pretty good job of taking control of the center VP, which is not as easy as it sounds. It's full of red cover. It's probably one of the most dangerous points in the whole game that I can even think of. Rivaled only by Crossing in the Woods. But even more dangerous, I think, than the center VP on Crossing in the Woods. Because that one at least has shot blockers on the left and right. This one is straight up completely out in the open and filled with red cover. The most lethal center VP, I think, in Company of Heroes. So, yeah.
One of our fighting positions is sustaining fire.
Stug making its way left. A couple Grenadiers setting up here in the green cover. About to get suppressed by the 50 cal. Two squads making their way right. Grab control of the victory point and strategic points.
Tactical point being captured. God damn it! Someone get us out of here! Orders incoming!
Largely not actually that many engagements happening right now. Just very hesitant on both sides. American's gonna throw up a fuel cache right there, try and get a little more fuel coming in, try and transition into the late game a little bit faster. I don't blame him. Whoa, that Stewart just caught a tier 4 building right here. That could be extremely bad. Stewart's gonna focus down the Kugelwagen first. I don't think this is gonna complete. Is there any AT anywhere? Yes, there is. Okay, there's one Panzerschreck. Fortunately, I'm gonna save that tier 4. I think if I were LionKing, I would have dived that Stewart on the tier 4 right there. I think he could have destroyed it before it completed. He's gonna try with these riflemen apparently. I think he's too late now. He needed the Stewart to stick around for this, or at least get a volley off with the bazookas. Ooh, that mortar turned the engagement for sure, big time. Nice mortar hit right there. All riflemen will be forced to retreat. Stewart is going to have to keep kiting away. It's one Panzerschreck hit from death, so tier 4 will complete. I think he should have suicided the Stewart against that thing. I think he would have gotten it. Could have handled the engagement a little better there. Probably would have lost the Stewart, but it would have been worth it because it's a good trade. Especially if once the Stewart was one hit from death, he popped the vehicle crew out and used the grease guns to finish off the structure, because since they're automatic weapons, they actually do very high fast damage to the OKW trucks while they're in progress. Vehicle crews are not very good against many things, but they actually are quite good against Overcommando West trucks in production. Fun fact. Fun fact about vehicle crews. Stewart's been fully repaired, doing what it can from here in the south. There's enough Panzerschrecks in this blob to deter these light vehicles, but all riflemen have been reinforced and making their way back to the front line. LionKing has chosen Mechanized Company. Wow, Mechanized Company. Kind of weird to lock that in at 9 minutes. Did he want the half track? Maybe? I don't know. That's really strange. It is pretty typical to see captains here with Mechanized Company, but it's really strange for him to lock that in after the usefulness of the WC-51 is pretty much already passed. The artillery is, of course, extremely strong. I mean, it's very important, actually, honestly, in team games as U.S. forces to have artillery of some kind. It doesn't necessarily matter what kind of artillery it is, always. Infantry company is probably the best, though. The Priest is very nice. Recon is probably a little better than Mechanized. Mechanized is probably the worst. Mechanized is probably the worst form of artillery you can get. Just because, I mean, actually the artillery is the best artillery. I just mean the commander is probably the worst of those three for having an artillery option. Because the other features are not very useful as the game escalates. But, at least they have artillery. If they, like, for example, I think Rifle Company Mechanized is better than Double Rifle Company. Because at least they have some kind of artillery, so they can finish things off like low tier 4, or maybe blow up a battle group headquarters or something like that. It can be very difficult as U.S. forces to blow up these structures without a really hard-hitting artillery option, which Mechanized has. So that's gonna be basically the one useful thing the one useful thing that they have here. Tier 4 will easily push away these infantry squads. It looks like it has range on the entire fuel point, so
Taking fire!
I don't anticipate them being able to stick around much longer. Plus, there's a Panzer II here and ogres, so pretty dangerous. Panzerschreck Blob will chase off the Stuart right there. Meanwhile, on the right side, Oster is not having much success harassing any territory.
Good to go. The capture point is being overrun.
Looks like we're going to see a slightly Captain Price style blob forming. Or no, I take that back. They've got BARs and bazookas. Weird. A lot of people don't go rifle company and then get BARs and bazookas. Or to get flamethrowers. On this map, I could see why you wouldn't necessarily want that many flamethrowers since it's kind of a long-range red cover map. But if he doesn't want flamethrowers, then maybe he shouldn't have gone rifle company because that's pretty much the #1 feature that makes this commander any good. Although Easy 8s are definitely better in 2v2 than in 1v1. Easy 8s make it a pretty good 2v2 commander. Stuart's going to rotate right a little bit to try and maybe look for an opportunity on that scout car. Pulling back for safety and repairs. S-mine field down on the victory point. Stuart takes a shot at the mortar right there. We'll convince that to retreat. Panzer II moves up on some riflemen. Fortunately, they are positioned in green cover over here, so they have a little bit of staying power in this engagement. But there's a lot of stuff for them to deal with, and the Panzer II will go in on the half-track right here. Moving out of its arc of fire to try and protect itself from an autocannon. It's actually a pretty close engagement. The pack howitzer did a lot of damage right there, but the AA half-track decided to move. Too late, though. Stuart comes to save the day. Panzer II will get crew shocked and destroyed. So, nice reaction there by LionKing. What was happening over here on the left side. Unfortunately, I didn't get there quite in time to save his teammate, but he did get there in time to trade, so that's something. If he had just, for example, stayed over here on the right and not paid any attention to what was happening, that Panzer II probably would have gotten away with that kill clean. And probably a bit of an overextension on the part of the Commando West. He was probably kind of hoping that Stuart wasn't going to show up. He probably also didn't think that his Panzer II was going to get taken down that low by the AA half-track. Grenadiers forced to retreat and get wiped. In that red cover, Blob is too much, taking back control of the left side, cut off the right side cut off. The left side fuel remains pretty much unharassed all game long. So, or not all game long, but ever since the tier 4 went up, Allies have not found a way to get that thing captured. Made an attempt, didn't work. But with the pack howitzer on the field, it's possible that they might be able to get it in range to start bombarding this thing. Sherman already in production as well. Stuart into a Sherman. It's only 15 minutes in, so the Allied fuel control has definitely been pretty good. Plus this fuel cache is helping a little bit.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
Scout car falling a little bit low right there. Captain trying to get in range to finish the job. Can't do it though with the machine gun bunker and the machine gun in the house. These rifle blobs are not going to break through. Not without on me anyway, at least. Stuart gets up to vet 2, trying to kite away from Panzerschreck Blob, will successfully escape. 2 squads of Volksgrenadiers left to start harassing this munitions point. And the Axis have had very good munitions control. WenWen has 600 munitions right now. He's been redistributing, but still. That's a lot of munitions. He doesn't quite have what he needs for the plane abilities. But once he unlocks them, he appears to be planning to spam them pretty hard. And that's after a flamethrower, 2 LMGs, and a squad of Panzerschrecks. No mines, though. No mines. Volksgrenadiers get wiped on the retreat by the Sherman right there. They do drop their Shrek. Squad is on its way to maybe recover. Volksgrenadier squad, I guess, is going to try and pick that up, but they're not going to get there in time. Sherman smokes the Shrek so that Riflemen can pick it up. Nice usage of smoke. Riflemen will, I think, get away. It's a nice steal. Pack howitzer bombarding these team weapons over here on the right side, and a blob of Riflemen is about to walk into S-mines. No! Wow. I think he just got really good RNG. I don't think I've ever seen a squad walk over so many S-mine clusters without getting wiped. I'm not sure if RNG has anything to do with it or if it's just the way the squad, their formation. Wow, anti-infantry strafe just wrecked everything right here. One squad wiped. And their BAR gets stolen, everything else slowly getting unsuppressed. There's real retreat. Pack howitzers still available to fire on any random infantry clusters that it might be able to get a lucky shot on. Sherman engaging over here on the left, plus Stewart. Stewart's actually got 7 kills. It's at Vet 2. It's pretty nice to have a Vet 2 Stewart out, by the way, against the Tier 4 structure, because its vision range at Vet 2 becomes very long. I can show you, yeah. You can see well beyond the range of a Tier 4 structure's vision range with that, and so that can be very helpful in taking out a Tier 4 with an AT gun without having to utilize attack ground. Sherman and Stewart are bleeding infantry in the middle and forcing retreats. Looks like a few squads had to pull back. Sherman may not want to engage them too long without fully healing, but they do manage to poke and take out that scout car, which was also sticking around in that engagement without fully repairing. Probably wishing that it had not, because it's dead. And the pack howitzer just hit Vet 2. Vet 2 on that pack howitzer will help the barrage do a little extra damage on shots that actually connect. Looks like that barrage was pretty off target, unfortunately.
Incoming! Hit the ground!
Anti-infantry strafe suppresses the blob, but I don't think there's anything available to follow up and push that away. Lieutenant waits a little too long to retreat. Almost gets wiped by those obers. Survives very narrowly. Sherman moving up over here on the left side. Push away those Folks Grenadiers, and the Stewart there is making its way towards the left side victory point. Hi, crazy man. Oversold and jump into some green cover that somehow managed to get constructed there on the center point. Gonna defend that for now. Sherman plus Captain plus mechanized artillery looks like it will finish this thing off. So there you go. Already finishes the job. Nice combined arms push right there. Got a lot of burst damage done in a very short amount of time with those 2 tanks and the Captain. Mechanized artillery finished the job, and that's exactly why right there. That's exactly why it's important to have artillery as U.S. forces, or as any faction in 2v2. Need long range or high damage solutions to defensive positions like that. In 1v1 you have a lot more potential to take it out with combined arms or some other form of long range firepower like an AT gun or something, but in 2v2 you really want to be able to take it out hard and fast, and artillery is what enables you to do that safely, as cost effectively as possible. Anti-tank strafe coming in on the ambulance will destroy it right there. Quite a bit of damage to infantry as well, and the Sherman, if they're going to have any chance of survival against close air support, they're probably going to want to start thinking about setting up their retreat point maybe farther from the edge of the map, maybe somewhere where the ambulance is on a road or has a slightly easier to navigate retreat path. Otherwise, it's pretty easy for an AT strafe to just kill the ambulance, and there's just nothing that you can even do about it. Jagdpanzer on the field. We'll chase these Shermans away slightly. Ooh, his reverse path is compromised right there. What is that maneuver? That was terrible. Oh, jeez. Destroyed engine. He's probably gonna have to stick around for one more shot. Ooh, just dropped aggro though. Dropped aggro because he's crude. And that shot just went wide. He's just gonna have to sit there with a Sherman on his rear armor and Captain. Oh my god, that was terrible. That Jagdpanzer just died for nothing. And Sherman didn't even go down. He should have disengaged as soon as his Jagdpanzer was in danger. That's bad news. That Sherman has its engine repaired and will drive to safety, and those Obersoldaten just got wiped. Oh my god.
batteries reporting. Reconnaissance by flare now available.
That's bad news. That's definitely not good. Jagdpanzer goes down, Obersoldaten go down. The OKW are reduced to 3 squads of infantry. Apparently a dive bomb is... Oh my god, is that seriously gonna hit this? Oh, that wasn't that bad. Considering he just sat AFK on a stupid dive bomb, that was not that bad.
Volksgrenadier, ready for action.
Maybe I should do my own facepalm emote.
Fly half-track is in action. Standing by for setting of command post.
That's pretty popular. I could see that.
Taking fire! Area secure.
Everything will be forced to retreat from that flamethrower pyro squad because of the stupid dive bomb. Get that fuel point at least decapped for now. Allies starting to get boxed in pretty badly. Although the massive damage that was just inflicted to the OKW is certainly going to help. Close air support against WS is just so strong. Every single time that AT strafe comes in, there's a pretty good chance that a Sherman will just die. And a big blob of Panzerschrecks is on its way to engage here as well, dealing a lot of damage to these tanks. This one's reverse path is compromised again. He really needs to work on better reverse path planning. He just seems to back up into any obstacle without thinking about what might happen. Fortunately, it just barely gets to safety. A couple Panzerschreck shots missed. I hear a dive bomb coming in again. I think it's going to just destroy the pack howitzer right there. Yeah. Although he kind of wrecked his teammate's Volksgrenadier squad, I think, during that as well. And it was also a little off target. It didn't even destroy it entirely, so not a great dive bomb. A couple squads will be forced to retreat right there. Everything is going to get forced off this battlefield. MG42 on the ground available for pickup. Oh, late retreat on those Panzer Grenadiers. They have a very real chance of losing their Shreks. Using that Shrek squad. Sherman gunning everything down on the retreat. AT gun can't get a line on that Stewart and will also be destroyed. Man, a lot of really tough engagements against LionKing's Shermans, although his army's looking a little on the small side too. If it weren't for his tanks, he honestly would have nothing. Yeah, all of his riflemen are dead. I don't know how all of his infantry died. Maybe to some strafes or something that I missed. Dive bombs. It's gonna field a few new squads of riflemen now. Apparently he's floating like crazy. 500 manpower in the bank, even after queuing up 2 squads of riflemen right there. Meanwhile, barely any units left for the OKW. Fortunately, this Obersoldaten squad will get away. Anti-infantry strafe is going to try and convince these riflemen to retreat successfully. There they go. Oh, thanks for the host, Angel. Thank you.
Veterancy level attained.
Anti-tank gun.
AT gun taking shots at the Sherman right there. Luftwaffe! Recon pass coming over the American base. And he might strafe that. He just got vision of it. I didn't hear anything come in though. AT strafe just got dropped on these tanks up here instead. Looks like it's pretty off target. No dive bomb this time. We'll destroy all the hedges, incidentally. Plane doesn't hit anything. Jeez, everything getting killed by these Shermans. It's just Sherman spam. It's just Sherman spam, and the Axis don't seem to have any idea what to do against it. They need to get like a good, well-positioned wall of AT guns out. This blob of Panzer Grenadiers is not cutting it. They also need they need better engine damage tools. They need Panzer Fausts. They need mines. Their failure to manage the threat of these Shermans is allowing them to steamroll everything. Everything. Another Sherman on its way, and it'll go pretty much completely uncountered. Grenade toss into the building right there. Almost wipes it. Pack howitzer will finish the job. MG42 goes down. Over here on the right side, The one squad of oversoldaten will win a side engagement against the lone squad of riflemen. So that's something.
Volksgrenadier are on the line.
I have no idea what he's talking about. I think he thinks that they're like abusing the pop cap thing so that they can have like a ton of tanks when they're not even close to 100 of 100 pop cap. That's the only thing I can even imagine he's talking about. He's like, oh man, there's no way they could possibly have that many tanks. They're like 40 of 100 pop cap, that's nothing. Then again, the Axis are at a combined 32. Combined, the Axis army is at 32 pop cap. Oh my god, that's terrible. So much carnage over here to this Sherman spam. I can't believe how poorly close air support is managing the threat of these tanks. Sherman gets sniped at range, completely unmicroed away from that Yag Panzer. Anti-infantry strafe coming in on these squads. We'll pin them all down successfully. Panzer Grenadiers moving up to force the retreat on me. Activated there to try and get that rifle squad to stand back up though. There's an AT gun available. Rifleman in the building. Sherman blob rotating right to push away the Oversoldaten. Looks like they're gonna get wiped. Bomb grenade toss while the Shermans are being microed. Kills a couple of them. Squad might go down. Really need all the wipes they can get at this point. There's so many Shermans on the field though. Romeo, if you read via, I will subscribe to you. Boom! You know why I saw that chat message? I saw it because I have it configured that when people type my name, it gives me a little notification pop up. See? Now I'm happy that I did that. Proud of myself. AT strafe coming in on the Stuart, destroys the engine and the gun loader thing. Main gun loader on the EZ8? Yes, EZ8 right there. I don't actually know what that does, by the way, and I'm pretty sure it's permanent. I don't know if there's any way to get rid of that crit. I could be mistaken. I don't know. Did I miss 4 squads getting wiped by artillery? I feel like I must have, because at one point there were no riflemen left at all, and I like didn't know what happened. I hear it. Oh wow, you actually did! Thanks for subbing, much appreciated. Boom, have an exploding pack howitzer. I dedicate that exploding pack howitzer to you, Mr. Beaviston. Thanks for the sub. Okay, Red Wings. I only get 1 notification per message, so you can't like make my screen explode by like. I appreciate you trying to like game the system though. Nice attempt. Nice attempt. A for effort. Anti-infantry strafe coming in on all of these squads. They'll be forced to retreat. Oh, by the way, if you're just getting here, I do have new emotes today because I hit 50 subs. You may have to refresh this page to see it, but yeah, I ordered that one. Romeo Pro, which is me wearing sunglasses. And then Romeo Bang, which is me going like, ah, that's a loud noise. Although, I don't really know if I like that one very much, but whatever. That was my best attempt at a gunshot bug emote. Maybe I can figure out a better picture for it at some time in the future.
Verify mine detector working. The rest of you checking.
I spent a long time, by the way, a long time taking pictures of myself, trying to figure out how I could best capture that emotion. Apparently this game is somehow still going on. I thought the Axis were screwed for sure ages ago. They're hanging on by a thread. There is still a Yag Panzer on the field. Shermans are going in on everything with their high explosive rounds, wiping everything that they even come close to. Deploying smoke in the path of that Yag Panzer to try and negate its ability. Counterattack right here. And they've barely taken a scratch and are wiping the infantry everywhere. If that Easy-8 gets behind that Yak Panzer, it's probably going to be destroyed. It's still, yeah, it still has that crit going on it. Wow, that thing went down so quick to a Panzer Shrek volley right there. One volley from those Shreks and the Sherman just popped. Yak Panzer trying to soften up these tanks. A little bit of blocking there by his teammate, but looks like he will get clear. Wow, that Panzer Shrek volley did nothing by comparison. One shot to that regular Sherman does about, I guess, about half damage to an Easy-8 Sherman. Bounce, lucky bounce. Yak Panzer finishes the job though, and the damaged Easy-8 will be destroyed. Takes out a couple riflemen with it as well. Vet 2 on that Yak Panzer as a result. One of 2 Easy-8s destroyed. These 3 Shermans, or no, 2 Shermans left over here and still alive. Here a dive bomb coming in on the infantry formations here. Oh, unfortunately it was off target. Doesn't hit anything. Mortar gets recovered, will attempt to retreat. MG42 also recovered. Volksgrenadier squads. Volksgrenadiers get away, but not that team weapon didn't survive. Sherman's also working on a Sturm Pioneer squad on the left side of the flank. We'll successfully push them away. Couple riflemen over here trying to get control of the VP. Step on some S mines, but other than that, should be alright. Panzer Shrek Blob is engaging against the Easy-8 right there and will successfully destroy it despite them being quite dangerously clumped right there.
We have a fresh Grenadier squad.
So yet another tank goes down to the Panzer Shrek Blob. Feeling fresh Grenadiers right there.
Enemy is attempting to
Apparently
steal our
recon
sector.
passes coming in over the Axis base. Doesn't have the munitions for any form of artillery though, so I guess he just wanted to see what was in here. He will spot all the 4 Oster squads of infantry, which is all he has left, by the way. And then here the Open Commando West has actually pretty decent looking army. He's recovered a lot of Oster team weapons. 2 mortars, MG42, and then all of his infantry plus his Jagdpanzer gives him a sort of decent army. Sort of decent army with which to try and maybe push for 1 victory point. Rifle grenade on the captain brings him low. High explosive rounds on the Volksgrenadiers from the Sherman Blob, which has been fully repaired. Forces 1 retreat. Very nearly gets wiped. Jagdpanzer is available for this engagement. There's a lot of infantry coming up. The Panzer Shrek Blob and Shermans need to try and be careful. They're going to move to avoid that engagement for now, circling wide around the southeast house. And just try to hover and look for an opportunity to engage, I guess. That is as safe as possible. WenWen is up to 177 munitions. 180. We'll have enough for an anti-tank strafe or dive bomb or whatever. Oh, Angel of Death, thanks for subbing. Much appreciated. You know, I really appreciate that. I know you're pretty new to the community, honestly, so thank you very much for subbing to the stream. I really appreciate it. Those 2 rifle squads will be forced to retreat right there. Jagdpanzer taking shots at the Stewart, trying to force that back. Looks like all allied tanks will get away safely for repairs. Stewart also needs to get some repairs. Just trying to poke and take shots at those Panzer Grenadiers from range where possible. Thanks for the follow, War Daddy Easy8. Recon pass coming over everything. Pretty good chance of AT strafe again, it looks like. Catches that Sherman. Ooh, lucky main gun destroyed crit. That was a bit of good RNG there for LionKing. Keeps that. Oh, what just happened there? The plane actually got shot down and crashed. Oh my god, I just killed a full Stern Pilot squad. Wow, his AT strafe, that is the best RNG I've ever seen for the Allies on an AT strafe. Not only did he get a main gun destroyed crit on his Sherman, the plane also fell on top of his opponent's repairing Jagdpanzer and wiped his stern piles. The silver lining is that the Axis has somehow managed to survive on like 6 units at one point, up to a King Tiger. King Tiger is making its way towards the battlefield, which will be pretty hard for the Allies to counter, but they've got a pretty decent Sherman blob with which to try and take on that thing, so that's the good news. You send me a replay right there, Angel of Death. If you don't want to make a code2.org account, you can just email it to me. Either way is fine.
Orders!
Or you can paste a link to like a file dropper file. File dropper. I don't really like Speedy Share that much. Any other form of online hosting service that isn't like extremely sketchy. It's fine. Whatever. It doesn't matter. 50 cal in the building pushes away that Panzer Grenadier squad. A couple squads retreating actually. 4 Shermans currently on the field, blobbing left. To engage against everything over here. Currently, the Panzer Shrek blob is off the field. There's the King Tiger. King Tiger rolling onto the field. If the Axis don't turn things around with that tank, they may never be able to. Only 145 points remain. Their hold on the center isn't exactly great either. Over Commando West, having recovered all these Oster team weapons, is not helping his pop cap, although I guess it is helping. Oh my god, what happened? What happened right there? How many Panzer Grenadiers just got wrecked by that? 2 squads. That's not that bad. That's still pretty good, though. Nice artillery strike. Wow. How is that the second time he's dropped that in here? Because these base buildings are, like, falling pretty low. So 2 Panzer Grenadier squads wiped right there, I think. That's definitely going to be helpful to the Allied tank swarm. This is a replay, KNH 3578. Hey, Bazooka 2.
Fighting positions is sustaining fire.
I usually don't do live games unless it's during the day in Starcross Kings, but Starcross Kings is over. King of the Hill tournament is over. And I have no plans to do any tournaments again until after the next patch. So
50 cals up.
that's my opinion on Lend-Lease. It's alright. It's definitely a perfectly viable commander. Not like super overpowered the way Guard Motor is, but you can definitely win with it. Has a good late game medium tank, call-in tank. It's pretty comparable to the Easy 8, so pretty good. Although in team games, the fuel drop has a tendency to get shot down by OKW Tier 4 buildings, which is kind of dumb.
Frag grenades now available for action. They're coming up on the flank.
Yeah, you and everyone else in Eastern District, trust me, you're not alone. You're not alone in wanting the next patch to come out. That bomb coming in on a large team weapon blob over here on the left side. Oh, that was nasty. Packhauser and AT gun cleared. This comes dangerously close to being cleared, and the King Tiger is rolling up to start firing at these Shermans. Volks Grenadiers leading the charge will be forced away right there. King Tiger's taking minor damage from AT gun fire, but it'll obviously be fine against high explosive shells. Moving up to try and clear that AT gun. He does so successfully. A Sherman is firing at the King Tiger, and every one of these tanks just keeps backpedaling and backpedaling when really you should probably just make a massive charge I don't honestly think that 5 Shermans or 4 Shermans and a Jackson would lose against this. Maybe actually with the Panzerschrecks in the mix. Ooh, yeah, with the Panzerschrecks you'd probably lose that engagement, especially now that that just happened. I didn't even see the Shrek Blob moving up through the smoke. That is problematic. Very problematic for an army composed almost of nothing but tanks. Jagdpanzer is trying to defend against a flank right there, and another Panzerschreck Blob volley will wipe out that Easy 8, but they take a huge burst from the high explosive rounds in return. Only one man getting away, but he goes down thanks to that blob right there. Another Sherman destroyed by the Jagdpanzer plus King Tiger combo, and only 2 Shermans are left. And the Jackson. Jackson is available on the flank of that King Tiger, which just exposed its rear armor. More smoke deployed to try and buy that Jackson time to keep shooting at that King Tiger from the rear, but it needs to get in range. Bazookas also need to get in range right there. Sherman's falling pretty low. Vet 4 on the Jagdpanzer will destroy another Sherman. Easy 8 and Jackson continue to fire at these tanks from range, and the Jagdpanzer is going to try and disengage to safety with not that much health remaining. And it looks like these Axis tanks need to try and get out of here. Anti-tank strafe coming in. Missed! It missed! I thought that Jackson would go down for sure, but the Jagdpanzer snipes it. Which means the King Tiger and Jagdpanzer are still alive, and a Vet 2 Sherman is the only thing left that might take it out, and it's coming very close to being able to do so. Oh, the last Sherman goes down. King Tiger trying to escape with a sliver is destroyed by bazooka fire at range, and the Easy 8, no! Stolen AT gun picks up the Jagdpanzer. Wow, that engagement was on a razor's edge. 4 Shermans and a Jackson and an Easy 8 and an infantry blob against King Tiger, Jagdpanzer, and various supporting Axis infantry. And the Americans come out on top, but only by a sliver, only by the slimmest of margins. They had to trade very expensively, very aggressively to take out that Axis heavy tank right there. But they managed it, and the good news is they've held all 3 victory points for the entire course of that engagement. So looks like they're going to take the game. Only 33 VPs left for the Axis here, and they don't have anything left. Only 3 infantry squads left for WenWen, the King Tiger, and the Jagdpanzer are both destroyed. And everything else is making an attempt. The battlefield is now eerily spooky and quiet. And the Axis know they are not going to be able to win that, so GG. Allies win.